How many times have you promised yourself that you would change? How many times have you laid out the perfect New Year plan? Go to the gym, read every day, eat clean, wake up at 5 in the morning, and then, after 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe a month at most, everything slides back to what it was. You feel disappointed in yourself. You think you lack willpower. You think you just are not disciplined enough. But what if I told you that the problem is not your willpower? What if I told you that the system of change you are using is the thing that is broken, not you? There is a man who spent years studying human habits. He went into a single question. Why can some rare people sustain good habits for a lifetime while most of us give up after just a few weeks? And the answer he found changed the way millions of people see change itself. That man is James Clear, and his book is called Atomic Habits. James's story begins with a tragedy. When he was a high school student, a baseball bat hit him square in the face during a sports accident. The injury was so severe that he fell into a coma. Doctors said he might never live a normal life again. When he woke up, he had to relearn how to walk, how to speak, how to keep his balance, and his dream of becoming an athlete seemed to flicker out for good. But James did not give up. He came back with a new strategy. Instead of chasing huge leaps, he focused on tiny improvements every single day. Just 1% better. Just a little better than yesterday. And after many years, those small improvements compounded, turning him from an unknown kid into one of the top student athletes at his university. From that experience, James discovered a truth that almost no one notices. Success does not come from big changes. Success comes from tiny changes, repeated over and over every single day. And that is the first lesson of Atomic Habits. If you get just 1% better every day, after 1 year, you will be 37 times better than you are right now. But if you get just 1% worse every day, after 1 year, you will be close to nothing. It sounds simple, but this idea will change the way you see change forever. We usually overvalue big leaps and underestimate small steps. But James says it is the small steps, repeated thousands of times, that create a completely different life. The second lesson is even more important. James says most of us try to change the wrong way. We set a goal, lose 10 pounds, read 20 books, run a marathon. Then we try to force ourselves to hit that goal, and we fail. Why? Because a goal only changes the outcome. It does not change who you are. One day you hit the goal, then you go back to being the same person you always were. So the result also goes back to what it always was. The right way, according to James, is to change your identity. Do not say, "I want to run a marathon." Say, "I am a runner." Do not say, "I want to lose weight." Say, "I am a healthy person." When you change your identity, your behavior follows automatically. You no longer need willpower to push yourself because you are acting as the person you have become. The third lesson is the most practical. James says instead of relying on willpower, you should design your environment. If you want to read more, do not hide your books on a shelf. Put a book on your pillow. If you want to drink more water, put a big bottle of water right on your desk. If you want to stop scrolling your phone before bed, leave your phone in another room. It sounds too simple to work. But this is the core of sustainable change. Willpower is a limited resource. You will run out of willpower after a long day. But your environment is always there, working for you 24 hours a day. James calls this the make it easy principle. Make good habits easier to do and bad habits harder to do. Stack up those tiny frictions and you will build a completely different life without having to try so hard. When I closed this book, I realized the biggest thing James taught me was not how to build a habit. It was how to look at myself. You are the sum of the habits you repeat every day. Every time you choose to exercise instead of lying on the couch, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. Every time you open a book instead of your phone, you're casting a vote for a better version of yourself. One vote is not enough, but after 100 votes, 1,000 votes, you have become a completely new person. Happiness does not come from a single explosive moment. Real change does not come from one heroic decision. It comes from thousands of tiny, quiet decisions that no one else ever sees every single day. So my question for you tonight is this. What is the smallest vote you can cast for yourself tomorrow? Just 1%. One step, one page, one glass of water. You do not need to change everything in a day. You only need to begin. And if you stick with it, tomorrow, the day after that, 1 year from now, you will look back and ask yourself how you possibly came so far. Just by tiny steps that seemed invisible at the time. That is the gift of James Clear. And that is why this book has changed the lives of millions of people around the world. If this video was useful to you, leave a comment sharing the 1% habit you will start tomorrow. Subscribe to continue this journey with me through the books that can change the way we see life. And I will see you in the next video.